Hi everybody, Patrick here from EngineeringShock.com, PaintballProps.com, and EscapeRoomElectronics.com. This is Project 6 for the Arduino Playbot. Kickstarter link below. Now this project requires a little bit of backstory because I designed this software quite a long time ago for a different architecture. I designed this program for Pix and I imported it over to Arduino. And what this software does is it limits how many times it can be powered up before the chip just becomes useless. Now you can reprogram the chip, no problem, but until you do that with the correct code, you're not going to be able to use the program anymore. And that's why I call this project Software Sabbotage. Now the story begins about 3 years ago when I was approached via email by a man who said he was representing a company that helped disabled veterans and veterans who were recovering from PTSD, and he was interested in my Betty Bomb props and my paintball props. And he had said that what his company does is acquire funding for large-scale orders of products that veterans find interesting and can use in team-building exercises and whatnot. And I thought that was pretty noble, and the idea was that I would send him some samples of some of my wares that he could test and market with his investors and with disabled veterans, and he would get back to me and he would acquire funding for larger amounts of these products at price point. And that was great. In my head, it was very convincing. He had a convincing website, and he seemed like a very genuine person. And of course, at price point, it would be an opportunity for me, and it would ensure that my products would be able to help veterans that were in need of this kind of help. In any case, I sent him probably about $500–600 worth of products, and he was very happy about them. I should have been a little bit weary because of the products he was ordering, but I'm generally a trusting person. In any case, he received the products, gave some good feedback, and then wanted more. And I said, at that point alarm bells were kind of going off in my head. I said, let's just see how these products that I've given you work with your the veterans that you're working with and with your investors. And I received no response after that. And so a week or two passes, I contact him again, saying, okay, do you have any updates? Can we move forward? What do you think? No response. A couple weeks after that, I email him again, no response. His website is still up, but I'm getting no response from this guy. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I've been scammed. And what's worse is this guy is scamming people and suggesting that he's representing disabled veterans. At which point I emailed him and said, it's obvious at this point that you're scamming people out of hardware for your own, for your own use. I don't know if he was reselling them or just getting free stuff for himself. But he got about $500–600 worth out of me, and I told him I was going to report him to Veteran Affairs. Very soon after that, his website was taken offline. So I don't know if my email threat did that, but in any case, what I would have done if I could go back in time is write a program like this. So this program is extremely simple. It just requires two integers, 2 EEPROM reads, 2 EEPROM writes. Electronic EEPROM is the internal memory that you can write to, and it saves after power off. So what this program is you can write your own program as long as you want, and once during that program it calls a very simple function, and it reads and writes to EEPROMs, and there's a counter. So basically, on the 6th time that I power this up, software working as expected. I can remove power, or I can press the reset button. So 2nd time powering up, that's a reset. Software working as expected. 3rd time powering up, reset. Software working as expected. I'm just reading the LCD in case you can't see it very well. 4th time, software working as expected. And 5th reset, software working as expected. And the last time. So that's 5 power-ups, and then this will be the 6th power-up. Program frozen. So at this time, the program is frozen. You can reset, power off as many times as you want. There's a counting, I'm just resetting manually. as many times as they do this, the program is now frozen. So what I could have done I was so convinced that this guy was legitimate, but if I had been smarter about it, I could have given him $500-600 worth of products with essentially a software limitation like this. And so he could have played with it, got a good feel for the products, and then essentially the program would freeze, and essentially he'd have $500-600 worth of useless hardware. So I'm not daunted by the lack of humanity here, but I thought that it'd be a fun program to share. It's a very simple function that you call once during your void setup, and you just have to introduce two integers. I'm using two integers, the PRG, program integer, and the counter integer. And you can use these two integers to during using EEPROM read and write to set how many times you want the program to be used before it becomes useless. So this isn't to say that the chip is useless at this point. You can reprogram it as many times as you like, but without the program, without the program, you've got a useless piece of hardware here. Now, so I can reprogram this at any point, no problem. However, I'm used to working with PIC microcontrollers, not Arduino microcontrollers, and with PIC microcontrollers, when you reprogram a chip, the EEPROM is erased, which is what you'd want. But because the PIC, the Arduino Uno, the Arduino Uno Atmega 328PU is not erased during programming, what you'll have to do is, if you want to run this program with your own code, you'll need to. I'll be including a very simple program that deletes those two EEPROM spaces so that you can run the same program again. It's very simple. All of this code and all of the erase code will be provided at the end of this campaign for project number 6, which is again program software Sabbotage. It's very simple. I wouldn't use this with any customer. I would own, but at the same time, if I was in a position to be somewhat charitable, I would probably be a bit more concerned with people trying to take advantage, because nobody likes to be taken advantage of. Anyhow, this will be the only project that has any anecdotes. I just thought it'd be a fun project to share with the Arduino Playbot, and you'll be able to examine this the software too, the Arduino program, the code samples, everything. For every single project that I come out with, if you pledge towards the campaign, you'll have all of the code samples and access to all of the project videos. So thank you for watching. This is project number 6, and next we will be making a very simple motion detector alarm.